Hello, it's me, and I'm feeling very celebrated on my birthday. Thank you for all your warm wishes. It's been wonderful. I feel very centered and grounded, and I feel very celebrated and cared for. It's been wonderful. As part of my birthday celebration, I wanted to bring something special to our community around the world, and it's something I've been working on in the background for so long, and I haven't spoken about it, but it means the world to me that I get to share it with you first on, which is a special day to me. So one of the things that I want to and aim to bring to life within me is this idea of being brave-hearted. You may have heard about that if you're part of our movement. And brave-hearted to me is being brave enough to be my authentic self, to come from a space, a place that's very real and sometimes very raw, and to insist for myself that I have those types of connections with people. And it's not always easy, because it means I've let some relationships go, and some people who used to imagine they were very close to me aren't as close to me now, because in a space of being fully ourselves, that can be very tough for some people, and they don't always know how to do that. So sometimes the journey, it's been like this, on this brave-hearted journey. And brave-hearted to me also means it's having goals, but having goals from a space of what is most aligned with my centered self, which is vulnerable and real and in touch with, hopefully, what is creative about me and courageous and compassionate and wise. And I don't always achieve that, but that's how I set up my year, and that's what goals mean to me. It's how can I have a year as aligned as possible with the truth of me, or my very best efforts to be in touch with the truth of me. And if I can't do that, which I can't always do, how do I then take care of the parts of me that are too afraid to let me be my authentic self, and they come from fear, and they want to eat potato chips and watch bad movies and hide? So it's all of that. Brave-hearted is all of that. So I don't set goals to achieve goals. I set goals within a frame of how to bring all this to life. And to do that, I have a process that I do every year and throughout the year, which is my brave-hearted process, which I want to share with you. So hopefully you'll celebrate this with me, and you'll want to be a part of it for you moving forward. And so I'm holding the only sample of this there is. I have my own version of this, which has been bits of paper, and I've created it. But finally, I've created the Brave Heart Journal, which is literally everything I do in this process of being as authentic as I can be, and having goals that are aligned with my true self. All of it I've put into one journal. And so we're doing pre-orders of this. If you'd like to be a part of it, there'll be a click here somewhere. If it's on Instagram, it will be in the bio. If it's not, I'm sure there'll be somewhere to click so you can find out how you can be a part of this. If what I've just said appeals to you, and there is a part of you that absolutely is fired up and deeply connected to this idea of really being yourself and discovering what that means, then this, I'm speaking to you. So in the Brave Heart Journal, at the bottom of the page, quite often there's a beautiful quote. So the first quote's by Buddha, and then there's other quotes by very inspirational women around the world, from past and from now. At the top of each page where you write so there's pages for every single day, I've created a quote for you. So there's hundreds of quotes. But this is how I created. So firstly, I have a year at a glance. So I've created a year at the glance so I can just see thematically what's going on throughout the year. Then I'm going to have what's important to me in terms of dates. Then I'm going to have my purpose and my dream. So I'm a person who I attract in my life, I experience, I love, I have. Then I'm going to every year, more than once a year, go into my values, what they mean to me. Then I'm going to go into what has meaning for me. And as I said, usually I do this in a blank journal because nothing's ever been available to me to be able to go as deep as I want to go. And I've been doing this for 20 years. So finally I thought I will create it. Then I go into my journey. Then I go into my ideal day. So what does my ideal day look like? And it took me 12 years to create a reasonably ideal day, and it's still a work in process. Then I go into my wealth creation because so many journals, there are no journals out there, and I've looked at a lot, that are ready to embrace there is a wealth component to having an abundance in life that can include feeling financially secure. And in fact, to feel safe in our nervous system, that's one of them. Then we finally can get to goals for the year. And then once we've done that, what I then do, and then you'll see a quote that starts every quarter and every single month. And the first quarter's quote, take care of enough people's dreams and your dreams get taken care of. And then we get into the 90 days. And so I hope you love the colors. This is my artwork. And then we do the quarter's focus. So every quarter I have a focus. And then once that's done, then we finally can do a month. And this, without this, my month gets reduced to tasks and ticking boxes, which feels empty to me. It doesn't light me up at all. So, and then we get into the month at a glance with a quote down the bottom. This is the quote from me. You are either living life asleep, wishing things were different or easier or more to your liking, or you are awake, seeing the situation as it is and doing something about it. And then there's every single week, and at the top of the week, there are 2 quotes from me. So there's hundreds of quotes that I hope are uplifting, inspiring, reminding, getting you aligned. Okay, so the first one, I no longer resist what I cannot change. That's a big one, worth thinking about. And then the next one, I always come back to this moment. I come back to the here and now. So throughout, there are just hundreds of reminders. You can just use it as a little reminder. You can just close it, open to a page. I'm not here to make a living. I'm here to build a life I love. And so throughout, and then every quarter, we go back through the quarters process. And at the end, there's a huge section on reflecting on our dream, our purpose, our values, our goals, what we loved, what we learned, how we're growing, how we're connecting. And throughout, there's just reminders and opportunities to connect with where you're heading, special moments, your key focuses, the habits and rituals you're developing. And throughout, there are links for you to go to a video by me where I share what you could do in this space. If you're in a space of creation, for example, within the journal, there will be a video on what creation could look like for you, an invitation on how you can become more creative, because I know that's very essential to our authentic selves, to be creative and expressive and spontaneous. These are core. And if we're rigid or self-conscious or shut down, then we're not in our authentic self. It's just not natural for anyone. So then you go to the video and I chat about it and bring it to life, hopefully for you. And then I give an example of it so you can follow along and complete the journal for yourself. And I do that for the year. And I've looked at so many journals, and I know that to do this without that guidance, I think would be a challenge the first time. So having that guidance means I feel like I'm very safe and nurtured and being cared for. And hopefully you feel that way too. That's what I would have wanted when I started this. And then the last quote, you are writing the next chapter of your life right now. Remy Pearson from Remy with Love. And hopefully this connects with you and resonates with that part of you that craves, seeks, and invites in an authentic version of you so you can be more of you. And you don't just set goals for the sake of ticking boxes, and you don't just do tasks. You link them to your purpose, to your dream life. You link them to who you're becoming. It's aligned with your truest self, and it helps you realign and reconnect with what matters to you. So your year can be lived as intentionally and inflow as possible. Take care of the basics, and there's lots more space for if you take care of the structure, there's a lot more freedom for the spontaneity, because you're not having to rethink things or reinvent things or remind yourself. It's here in the journal that I'll be carrying with myself from now on. So this is my art. I painted this for it. So the colors are my autumn colors that I just love and connect with deeply. Anyway, I've chatted for a fair bit. I hope this resonates with you and it lights you up and you want to be part of it. We have got some lovely pre-order gifts coming your way. So I thank you so much if you're clicking through and you're going to be a part of it and you're going to pre-order. We've obviously got a wonderful investment amount, so it's discounted for those who are pre-ordering. So we'll have stock in probably November at some point during my birthday season. But up until then, up until they're in stock, we're doing pre-orders. So until we can mail them, we're doing pre-orders, and we're going to do a beautiful package of gifts for you. So you get the journal if you order more than one journal. So gifts for your friends or your family or your clients or people who are aligned with this message of being brave-hearted. We do wonderful pre-order packages. We're giving a free membership into my Brave Heart membership for a month, so you can get daily messages that are aligned with the Brave Heart message. Every single day, a daily message arrives in your inbox. It's an audio from me. I've written in advance 6 months worth, so they're there and just coming, and then there's access to messages that we're getting informal feedback that people are loving. And so I'm pouring a lot of my heart into that. There's a couple of other wonderful gifts. I don't recall what they are, but I trust that this is helpful in helping you set yourself up to be as aligned, congruent, connected as possible for the next little while. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Click on through, get your pre-order in, and let's be brave-hearted.